Hey guys, it's Ben the Coin Geek at Old Pueblo Coin, and I just made a video less than a couple weeks ago that talked about the current prices of metals and the outlook on the metal market. And then Reddit happens, and hashtag silver squeeze starts attacking the marketplace. And so this is something that it's really somewhat predictable in a way, and that is that the price of silver is going to climb when you have any outside influence. The price of the metal was already going upwards, and it really doesn't take much to make the market move because, as we discussed a couple weeks ago, there's already a shortage of physical silver in the marketplace. It's already hard to come by. And now you have hashtag silver squeeze coming into play and just blowing up the market. Silver's up almost 10% this morning, and it's really going to be quite the ride. I have a lot of customers who are in different parts of the business world. I got some people in banking and some people in investing, and so it's been really interesting for me because I've had a lot of people reach out to me over the last 48 hours and say, well, you know what, your life's about to get interesting. And it will, but the hard part is it's not all that interesting because I wasn't able to get metals on a regular basis 2 weeks ago. And now today, with all the crazy movement, it's going to be difficult to get physical silver for a while anyways. And we've run into this over the last couple of years where we've had shortages, and it's uncomfortable and painful and no fun for me as a dealer, but also for our customers who all they want to do is come in and buy a little bit of silver. So most of our customers use more of a strategy like we talk about here, which is you buy a little bit of silver every paycheck. You just buy an ounce at a time and you do it over a lifetime, and you have something at the end of the day. And it's not really designed for, I'm going to buy it at $20 and sell it at 30, and it's not like that for most of the guys who buy it. Most of them are long-term buyers who are just putting their money into something safe, a savings account, for a long term, for a rainy day, and maybe for an inheritance. But this market manipulation stuff really is no fun for any of us. So for those of you who don't know what's going on, if you didn't see any of the Reddit slash GameStop slash hedge fund kerfluffle, it's really kind of fascinating, and it's something that I just want to talk about a little bit because what's going on is what went on over with the GameStop is that you had all these guys shorting GameStop, which is basically putting a wager down that the stock's going to fall. And on another group where you've got millions of investors who are all sharing this, communication on a website saying, you know what, if we all buy this stock, we're going to make them have to buy it from us. Because the crazy thing about short selling is shorting the market is you're putting in an obligation to purchase something later, regardless of what the price is. So short selling, there's so many things about this that doesn't make sense to me. And what I mean by that is I understand why people do it. I understand that it's basically a legal form of gambling, but I don't understand why it's legal. Here's one of the things that just happened with this is that the GameStop stock was shorted 160% of its actual stock numbers. So they were allowed to loan out stock that didn't exist at 60% above how much stock actually existed. And that's the type of thing where I look at it. In a world where I'm being told when I can eat, where I can eat, when I can go outside, you're telling me this is legal? Like all the stuff that goes on in the world around me, and you can short a stock by 160%. So when this comes to silver, for years we've talked about how there are paper assets out there. People buy a paper version of silver. In other words, they say, hey, I'm going to buy 100 ounces of silver, but all they're doing is transacting, as I like to say, a dot pixel, right? They're just transacting something on a screen or paper. They're not actually taking physical hold of the silver. So we've argued for years that there's not enough silver out there in the open market to cover that. So in other words, if all of a sudden you had to deliver on that silver, then you'd have a hard time doing it because you couldn't just reach into the marketplace, because most of the silver that's out there is in private hands, and you can't really pry it out unless the market goes up high enough to where someone says, you know what, at $50 an ounce, I'm going to sell because I'm into all mine at $5 an ounce, or something along those lines. So when it comes to this this new movement from these group of investors, they want to buy up silver because not only is silver out there on paper, but people actually in large amounts have shorted silver, which is the same thing that just happened with GameStop. They're trying to do the exact same thing. They're trying to force these companies, these hedge funds, and these big banks to get out of their position and to lose money. So it's almost like you have these rival gangs at work right now saying, one saying, hey, forget about you. I see what you're doing here. Two can play at that game. So, and what's crazy on top of that is all this stuff is legal, but at the same time, the website, the app that was being used to purchase the GameStop shares got shut down, which is, there's like, it's a weird world. So right now, if you're looking to buy silver, I don't know if I have any good advice for you other than check your local coin shop, check your pawn shops, understand what the price of silver is, make sure you're buying real stuff. And, I don't recommend get rich quick. I don't recommend you make a sudden movement. But for those of you who bought silver in that 2011 to 15 range, when silver was higher, I think that over the next couple of weeks, you're going to have a chance. If you were someone who bought it as an investment because you wanted it to go up and you've just been holding it for the last decade, I think you may get your chance to sell it. So keep an eye on that, because I know for us right now, we're going to pay whatever, probably above the current going rate for it just to get it in, because we're going to have people who are saying, I want it, give me a call as soon as you get some in. And in a way, this is very fascinating to me also, because fascinating. Take a drink, everybody. So because most of these people are used to buying and trading and transacting on their phone. They're used to just using their app. So for them to actually have to go in, well, most of them are probably just going to order it online from a company online, right? But they're going to get quoted 8-week delays and stuff like that. So we'll see what happens. So fun times in the silver market. Everybody leave your comments below. Let me know what you think about what's going on. I'm Ben, the Coin Geek. You can subscribe by clicking on the button in the corner and watch more videos on the right side of the screen. Thanks.